26th of December, 2024 at 4:12 p.m. here in Snohomish, Washington, United States of America. Welcome once again to our cosmic journey. It is your Dev and Design podcast that's normally on Saturday, but for this week we're on a Thursday. I am Thursday Jake. He's Thursday Trey. Hello, Thursday Trey.
Hello, Thursday, Jake. It sounds like thirsty. Hello,
Thirsty.
thirsty
Well,
Jake.
I mean, look at us. These old, these old shriveled up men. We are definitely dying of thirst. How are things there in your prison cell? Looks like you're in North Korea or maybe Syria. Where are you?
Yeah, please send help. I'm doing just fine. Everything here is great.
How's the oh, I'm peeking a little bit. Let me do this again. How's the revolution there in Damascus? Anything there? My God.
Yeah. No, it's well, I mean, we're here in Snohomish area for the holidays, so we had a really lovely Christmas with the family, and so this is the room that we stay in the basement here.
Yeah,
It's a little bit of a,
it
it's cute.
is.
It's
It
cute.
is.
It's cuter than it looks right
Cute,
now, but it's
cute.
messy
Okay.
right now.
Sorry, I thought you were going to say it's grim. Cute is fine. That's fine. The thing that I do love about this room is over your left-hand shoulder, there is a very attractive casino man doing casino table things. If you can see him over there.
Mhm. Yeah,
Does he have a
that's
name?
that way. No, shoot, that's that way. No,
No,
that's that way.
no. We have no concept of right and left when we're on camera. Obviously, it's happened many times. This week's episode is called Dots and Loops, and the reason why we're doing on Thursday is because we are going into our slide into the new year. Trey is going to go slide elsewhere and will not be available for such sliding, and so we do this every week. I don't know if this is going to be released on Saturday or Thursday yet. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Whatever day you see this, hi, we're here. Good to see you. And we have a check-in question, and then we have a very small amount of work that we did this week, which is I will show very, very quickly. But before we get to all of that, Mr. Henry, it is your check-in question.
Okay, so we're getting to that time of the year when we start thinking about New Year's resolutions, and so my question for you is, um, instead of thinking about like what's coming in the next year with resolutions, let's take a moment to reflect on 2024 and our recollections of what has happened in 2024 that maybe might inform what we are bringing forward into the new year and our New Year's resolutions for what's to come. So yeah, just a recollection from 2024.
The thing I would say about this, certainly there's a lot of work that we did on Cosmic, and we are moving that along. We got to be on a podcast, which was a new experience for us. We got to release astrology software. I got to learn astrology, which was also a very new thing for me. But the thing that came to my mind when Trey asked this question first was our time on the coast of Washington and the
Mm.
deluge rainstorm that we were caught in. We highlighted this in this episode up here. This was in Westport, Washington. And maybe it's just recency bias, but I loved that. And I think the reason why I loved that so much and why I was so why it's like top of mind is because Trey and I did something that is so rare for us. We spoke about our expectations before the trip, and then we had a trip and we met each other's expectations, and it was just great. There was no weird unspoken expectations. Unfortunately, soon after that, Trey had to go to prison, and now he's filming from this location. So it's a real shame. Um, what about you? What are your New Year's, your 2024 recollections?
Yeah, that one's really good. I love that because I was also thinking about that in coming up with the question, and uh, in particular, just the things that you learn as you progress through life, and then how you can kind of build on those things. So, like expectation setting, thanks Brene Brown and Atlas of the Heart. Like, good, yeah, amazing.
I'm at the
Um,
library right now.
uh,
I could run to the nonfiction section. I even know the Dewey Decimal Number 158.1 Brown. I could pull it out of the shelf and show you all Atlas of the Heart. It's so good. Read it, listen
it's
to
really, really
it.
good. yeah. Oh, and also we have to do a shout out to Heather Freeman for bringing that book into our lives
Yes.
as well.
Take a look at episode 60 up
Yeah.
there.
So
Heather Freeman, thank you very much.
yeah, like reconnecting with people that and rebuilding relationships that have been strained, and it's work, like it requires vulnerability, it requires putting your ego aside, it requires maybe working with a neutral third party to work through things, and so a lot of there's been a lot of personal growth in my life over the course of this year, revolving around this sort of rebuilding relationships topic. And yeah, it's just been a really, really big, important thing for me this year, and I think it's gone really, yeah, it's just amazingly well, in fact, and plan to continue doing that into next year.
I love that. I love
Yeah,
that. We're all about community these days, Trey and I. So we did one thing this cycle and only one thing, and it's a design thing. It's kind of fun, actually. I watch some aviation videos where they show aviation tracking of planes, and usually these planes have some like minor drama that happens, like either there was a miscommunication between them and the tower, or there's some like funny thing that happened. Anyways, ATC communication videos, definitely high on my list. Why not? And what I did when I was watching one of these videos was start to notice some of the way that they show speed and acceleration. And let's take a look at that now. So you can see here, the idea here was a design concept for acceleration using dots instead of arrows. If you remember, we have these arrows on the end that show the acceleration of points going left or right. But instead of that, I wanted to try this idea of like if the dots are a little bit closer in, it's going slower than if the dots are further out. If you can see that on camera there. And
yeah,
so
that's good.
I played a little bit with that, and I was just like, I just created a GIF of this thing, and I showed this to Trey. This thing is whatever this planet is, it's in retrograde, but it's quickly moving out of retrograde back to direct, and you can see the average speed there. This is a old version. This is an old version of the speed graph, but you get the idea here. And Trey likes it. I mean, I don't want to speak for Trey, but like it was interesting enough that Trey was like, yeah, this is something we should prototype. I asked him to create some harnesses for that. He's going to do that later because we're in the holiday season now. But I was just like, it was so fun to be like, look at this thing from ATC, from air traffic control. And then let's just like bring air traffic control into astrology software and see how that looks and feels, even as just like this like experiment. All right. I just made a GIF out of the whole thing. And it worked out so well. I mean, we don't know what it's going to look like in the product, but I really like the way it looks, just as this experiment. And I think it reinforces this idea that we do a lot of experimentation. And we're not a software company. We're more modeled after a band than a company. And the band just sees what works well together, and we kind of jam together. And this was this like weird little jam session that we had, or that we will have when we start putting in the product. So that's what we did this holiday season. Mr. Henry, anything you would like to conclude on that?
No, I love that. I think it's going to be really fun to see the arrows on the end are like, um, they work, but I think it'll be a lot more visceral to see the little like trail dots.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, and I think, as we said before, astrology is kind of just a big infographic problem.
I'm just showing the arrow right now. So like
Yeah,
it
yeah,
just
yeah.
it's fine. It communicates the right thing. And if I move forward in time, you will see. Oh, well, that was moving pretty far ahead in time. But if I start moving forward in time, yeah, it's moving to the right because that's what the arrow does. And then eventually it's going to soon, go to the left. And instead, what if they were just these little dots, and like, I don't know. I don't know. We'll just see. We'll just see how it looks and
Yeah,
feels because we have these
yeah.
arrows. No one's ever used the product that has these arrows in it at all. We've only shown it. But even if we haven't I think sometimes when we do software, we're like, oh, we have that done, check it off the list. And I think that's the difference between a software company and us, where we're like, it doesn't feel exactly right, and what feels a little bit different and a little bit better. And we're not constrained by time. We're constrained by money, and we're just gonna make the thing that we are most proud of. And yeah. Anyways, sorry, I interrupted you by
Yeah,
showing off the arrow versus the dots.
yeah, no, yeah, you said it perfectly.
Cool. So it is the 26th of December when we film this. It might be someday in the future, but it will be before the New Year's, Mr. Henry. You will be, regardless of when this comes out, you are going to be sequestered somewhere. We're gonna break you out of that cell and sequester you somewhere else. What should the viewer do with themselves uh in this sequestering kind of slide into the new year period? Go ahead.
Yeah, take some time to take some time to be with yourself and to do some examination of the things that have happened this year and what you kind of want to change or take into next year, but not thinking about it too much as a resolution kind of thing, but just sort of taking the time of the slide into the new year to check in with yourself and see, yeah, where things are at.
Love that. One other thing you can also do, maybe you can play test a game with us. I'm doing I have this game concept called Double Impossible. I just learned how to do a little bit of like word art. I'm very excited about that. Put that on Blue Sky. You DM me if you ever want to play this game. Be well, take care. We love you very much. Go play some games. Go enjoy your slide. Go think about some things. Figure out not only what you want out of 2025, but what you reflect on in 2024. We love you very much. We will see you next year, and be well. Take care. Goodbye.
Bye.